Welcome back to another triangle
In
strategy.
his time, Lord Simone protected the Roselle who fled Hyzante, and the village they established within the Wolffort domain. 30 years have passed since then. The Hierophant uses the illegal salt trade incident as leverage to demand those Roselle be sent to the source, where Hyzantean faith dictates they must reside. After being found guilty at the trial, Serenoa has no other choice but to acquiesce. Thus, with House End ruined and a vacant position among the Saintly Seven to be filled, rumors of House Wolffort's ascendancy start sounding more credible than ever to the people of Hyzante.
We're probably gonna see for the first time the source, but we're definitely gonna give off the Roselle.
Lord Serenoa, I believe it may be in our best interests to turn over the Roselle after all.
But they fought so hard to escape Hyzante. They would never agree to return.
It would be a show of good faith to the Saintly Seven and secure House Wolffort's safety. If the situation calls for force, well, we must be prepared, to borrow Minister Exham's words.
I see. Give me time to think over the matter. Where is Frederica?
Oh, she left for the source with Prince Roland. She said she wanted to see where the Roselle lived for herself.
Ah, indeed. Hyzantean law requires all Roselle to make their home at the source.
She is most troubled over this, Lord Serenoa. Please, if you could...
I understand. I will make for the source at once.
Side stories to cover.
Silvio Tellior, I presume?
Who might you be?
Someone who brings good tidings. An offer you may wish to consider.
I am ruined. Who would want to offer me anything?
It is Minister Edor's wish. Will you hear me out?
One of the Saintly Seven? Then you are Hyzantean.
My master is eager for your assistance, as you are quite close to House Wolffort.
I wonder how that's gonna play out, because there's no reason to fight Rufus and Patriot or Tellior, Silvio, since we're gonna deliver the Roselle. They're gonna be allies, maybe?
Thalus, thank you for making the necessary arrangements.
No need to thank me. I am your Prime Minister, after all. I have made sure those with any power in Glenbrook understand their place. They will do as we command.
Then everything is in place. It is time.
Is there nothing I might do to aid you, brother?
If there were, I would tell you. And the consortium, Thalus?
Oh, I expect we shan't have any trouble from them. I have promised them a considerable sum to stay out of our way.
Good. Now it is just a waiting game. I wonder how long the Hyzanteans will last.
Please. I'd only like to glimpse the goddess's sacred grounds for myself. It won't take but a moment.
That may be, but outsiders are not permitted into the source for such frivolities. And you are Rosellan. You ought to understand the teachings better than anyone.
Frederica.
Serenoa, forgive my impulsive behavior.
There's nothing to forgive. I too wish to learn more of the Roselle and Hyzante. Not knowing would make my decision easier, but still I feel I must.
Serenoa? From House Wolffort?
The very same. Lord Serenoa Wolffort. The one who will assume control of the salt trade in short order, as House End once did. To that end, we are here today for a preliminary inspection of the grounds.
So the rumors were true.
Well, are you refusing the newest addition to the Saintly Seven entry into the source?
Of course not. Please, right this way.
All right, you Rosellan wretches! Time for worship! Minister Edor of the Saintly Seven himself will be giving the sermon today. You should be thankful. Heed his word, and your sins shall be cleansed.
Roselle, do you know why you are imprisoned at the source, condemned to toil? It is because your ancestors committed the most heinous of sins. Long, long ago, they schemed to seize control of the salt that the goddess bequeathed to the people of Norzelia. They seized the source for themselves, wresting every last grain of salt from other peoples, desperate for the resource. Using the salt they hoarded as a shield, they terrorized the land, destroying any who stood against them in their thirst for domination. Fanned by their greed, the flames of war long ravaged our land. Countless innocents lost their lives. What a terrible, arrogant people! Their cursed souls dwell within you, their progeny, to this very day. Indeed, the proof is in the very color of your hair. The same red as the blood that flowed from their countless victims.
Our people sinned against the goddess. We are a detestable blight upon Norzelia.
Oh, goddess of salt, please, forgive us our sins. Forgive us.
Do not despair, for the goddess of salt is ever merciful and kind. She grants even the worst of sinners, even you, a chance to atone. That atonement will only come through hard work here at the source. By quenching this earth with your sweat, by giving your lives to this labor, your cursed souls will be cleansed and welcomed back to the goddess's side. Only then, when your sins have been washed away, can you hope to be reborn into a pure body and once again walk upon Norzelia. People of the Roselle, surrender your lives to the source and give your thanks to the great goddess.
O Goddess of Salt, for you I give myself, stained with sin as I am, to the source. Thank you for granting us the chance to atone.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is enough. Now take that gratitude and turn it toward your work.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
This is atonement? And the Roselle accept it as a fitting punishment? Even if that story Idor told is true, no sin warrants this kind of cruel retribution. Hyzante maintains control over Salt now. Are they then not guilty of the same crime?
You are right. But this is as the Goddess of Salt commands, is it not?
That is the hypocrisy. But we know that's false teachings anyway. But everyone's digging it. Time to see for myself what goes on at the source. That's the thing about the Roselle. They buy it. And we got the treasure from last lap here. They force young and old alike to toil in deplorable conditions and have the audacity to call it atonement. They don't even tend to those who collapse from exhaustion. They treat my people worse than criminals. It breaks my heart to behold such cruelty. I can scarcely imagine what it must be like to suffer through this. Let's piss wifey off. I suppose so. After all, so few are granted access to the source. But I fear I cannot bear to stare into the void where Hyzante's humanity should be and see my people suffer. Frederica, my heart aches for you. Look at this. The scene before you is but a fact of life for Hyzante. It sickens me. The treatment of the Roselle here is utterly inhumane. How can the Holy State allow a man in his condition to continue working? So they would install me as overseer of the source if I can find my way into the Saintly Seven. Let's piss this guy off, supervisor. Yet, for all that polished armor, I'd wager the Roselle's cracked, salt-crusted hands are cleaner than yours. Not much going on here. We should return to the encampment. We're gonna have to decide. We're gonna piss Frederica off.
This is more awful than I imagined.
Will you still send any Roselle in the Wolffort domain here? Force them into a life like this?
It isn't right. It isn't just. I don't care that it would ensure our own safety.
Indeed, it would be unforgivable. What is just is constantly in flux depending on the circumstances. That said, protecting people is always the right thing to do. Wouldn't you agree, Serenoa?
I feel the same as you both, but...
My apologies. I didn't mean to place all the blame on you. Still, we continue stumbling on the path before us.
Serenoa and his retinue return to their domain, their every step weighed down by the heavy task Hyzante has placed upon them. Elsewhere, the newly restored kingdom of Glenbrook begins to take action under Queen Cordelia's leadership. The kingdom issues a joint proclamation with Esfrost against Hyzante, halting all trade and severing diplomatic ties with the Holy State.
Time to decide the fate of the House Wolffort Roselles.
Esfrost and Glenbrook signed an agreement denouncing Hyzante.
Word only just arrived, and it is no mere rumor. They've issued a formal proclamation.
Preposterous! Gustadolf must have forced Cordelia's hand. This is sure to make Hyzante cease salt shipments to the consortium. All this denouncement will do is hamstring Esfrost and Glenbrook both.
My brother, Gustadolf does not fight battles he cannot win. I'm certain this is part of some greater ploy.
I feel all of Norzelia stands on the precipice. But of what, I cannot say.
We can say he's confident now because, he discovered the salt crystal in the Grand Norzelian mines, so he has no more reason to do trades with Hyzante. And it would also increase their economy, not monopolizing the salt.
Each nation is making its move. We too must take action to secure our position before it's too late.
By which you mean expelling the Roselle?
To protect the Wolffort domain and its people, no one would dare hold such actions against you. Lord Serenoa, you must make a decision.
I saw what it is truly like at the source. The Rosellen are forced into back-breaking labor. No decent man would condemn another to such a fate.
But if we refuse the Hierophant, we will face the same dire consequences as House End. Should that happen, the Roselle would still be lost, would they not?
Then you think it is right to sacrifice the Roselle to save Wolffort?
No one is saying it is right, but a decision must be made. We must prioritize our own survival. That much should be clear. And survive we shall, if we can secure Hyzante's aid. Unless you know of another way?
Serenoa, I beseech you, not as one with Roselle blood in her veins, but as a person, as a Wolffort. You cannot give up the Roselle to Hyzante.
I appreciate each of your arguments, but we cannot debate this forever. It is time to decide. Once more to the scales of conviction.
Can't say it in the face of wifey, so he'll let the scales decide. Sometimes democracy can be cruel. We need Hyzante's support if we are to reclaim Glenbrook. But it comes at a price, one the Roselle under our protection must pay. So we are gonna deliver the Roselle this time around. We're gonna have to convince the prince, wifey, and Eredor. Stubborn old Eredor.
Aye, lad.
My lord, everything we've done until now has been for the people. And the Roselle are our people too. There's no way we can just hand them over to the Hyzante. You can't be serious, lad. Could you really do something like that? Just play the coward route. Right, I can't imagine the Holy One being unprepared for a refusal. Precisely. If we don't give them back, Hyzante will take them. They have the power to do so. The problem is the agreement they made with my father. The Hierophant likely sees this as a perfect way around it. Recklessly denying them would give them the perfect excuse to invade us too. Damn. This whole situation's got me so mad I can't see straight.
And so...
I'll ask you one more time, lad. Do you really think we should hand over the Roselle? And we'll just keep refusing them, because that's what House Wolffort does. It stands against injustice. No matter how strong our foe may be, we can't give up before the fight's even started. I'm begging you, lad. No more of this nonsense.
I feel this in my gut.
There's only one path for House Wolffort to take. I know how you feel, lad. Why not go see the others have to say?
We must decide.
If we defy the Holy One, everything we have done until this very moment will have been for naught. House Wolffort needs Hyzante's support if it is to survive. It pains me to have to say it, but the situation leaves us no choice but to surrender the Roselle.
Say.
I witnessed the Hyzante's treatment of the Roselle with my own eyes. They fled in here in search of protection, and there's no way I could subject them to that cruelty again. There must be another way, Sir Noah. We need only find it. Don't you feel the same?
Certainly.
You're right, we may not understand his true intentions yet, but this is Gustadolf we're up against. I would not pick a losing battle. As we are now, our options are few, and fewer still without the Holy State's protection. I know this is a difficult decision we face, Sir Noah. Please know that I do not wish to lay the blame upon you. Yeah, most effective to convince Roland using the S-Frost, because he has a lot of rage against them. A grave choice lies before us, friend. I think it wise to speak with the others on this matter.
Lord Serenoa.
House Wolffort has overcome countless hardships to get where we are now. If we refuse to relinquish the Roselle, we will meet the same fate as House End. Our first priority must be our own survival. If we do not survive, we can do nothing for the Roselle. Surprised. Oh, so Hewitt is the one who's undecided. Interesting. The Roselle are people of the Wolffort domain, but if we defy the Hierophant, we'll face the same fate as House End. I am at loss. Lord Serenoa, so you think we should hand over the Roselle?
Good point.
Indeed, with S-Frost occupying the capital, there is no one left to help us aside from Hyzante. We need their support if we are to reclaim Glenbrook and see His Highness to the throne. If we disobey, we risk upsetting our only ally and losing our chance to set this situation right. I suppose it might indeed be best for us to quietly bow our heads and obey. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me, Lord Serenoa. It is high time for me to make up my own mind.
What do you need?
The Roselle in that village are those who fled Hyzante and their descendants. If the Holy State asks for their people to be returned, we have little room to argue, and if we refuse, we will be branded as heretics. But bending the knee would earn you the title of Saint, Lord Serenoa. I think it is in our best interest to obey for now. And lastly, the most adamant of them all. I saw the way Hyzante treated my people at the source, Sir Noah. It breaks my heart just thinking about it. There is no question in my mind what we should do. I absolutely refuse to hand the Roselle over to those monsters. How are we gonna convince Wifey? Or could we? How would you say such a thing, Sir Noah? I must know why. You mean to say that gaining the Holy One's trust is our first priority? But the goddess's teachings are absolute. Do you think any amount of worldly power would be enough to challenge her words? Even if we could change things, it would take time, and until then, the Roselle would be forced to endure an unspeakable fate. I would know one more thing, Sir Noah.
In that case...
Just what do we stand to gain by earning Hyzante's trust? That makes sense. Do you really think the Holy State would grant such a title to an unbeliever? To tell the truth, such rumors have already reached my ears. It would take some time, but I could gain the trust of the Holy One and the Saints little by little until I have the power to help the Roselle.
Surely.
Indeed, the Minister of Salt would have the rights to do so, and in order to reach that position, we would have to bend the knee now.
I need a moment to think.
To be honest, I am afraid to choose, but choose we must. I think that's the best way to convince her too. Yeah, I need a moment more to be alone with my thoughts. Okay. I think we did alright.
It is time to cast our votes. We face a difficult decision. Do we surrender the Roselle living in our domain to Hyzante, or do we defy their orders? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I believe in you.
The road ahead won't be an easy one, but I believe in you, my friend. Okay, we convince him.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Okay, I have thought long and hard on this, Sir Noah, and I choose to put my faith in you. Alright, we're gonna be the Minister of Salt, so, you know, fair game.
I have faith in you.
There's no other way forward for us. And lastly, the Brute.
Just can't see it your way.
Okay. Apologies, lad, but my mind's made up. Wouldn't matter. Eredor is inconsequential.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen. The way forward is decided. We require Hyzante's protection. Painful as it is, we must surrender the Roselle to Hyzante. We will relinquish the Roselle and the Wolffort domain to Hyzante. So it is decided. We must act to secure Hyzante's aid, whatever the cost. Let us begin the arrangements at once.
Hardest decision ever, but hey, here we are, to a new path again.